Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now, first and foremost, you may notice I have a friend today. Bella. Can you see her? Bella, let me move out of the way. Bella, do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Okay, come here. This is really mean. I'm disturbing her because I'm going to put her right back afterwards. But basically, my wife took her to the groomers today. This is so posh. It's so first world. Took her to the groomers and then said she had to run some errands for her grandmother. Can you pick her up and, I don't know, maybe take her to work with you today? No problem. So I took her. It only took about 2 hours to calm her down, and now I'm going to put her back. And she'll probably, hopefully, go back to sleep. Anyway, so she's going to hang out with us today. She's just going to sit over my shoulder. What I wanted to do today, guys, I wanted to go to the West End. And there's a common misconception, I believe, and maybe it's just because there's not enough inventory out there, that most buildings in the High Park, Junction, Roncesvalles area are older. I've heard that a few times. Recently, I had somebody looking to downsize, said, I would love to live in the West End, but I know there's not a lot of new condos out there. Not true. So I figured I would take a look at what is available. There's actually a handful here. So today's more geographic in nature, more introductory to the actual buildings. And I thought I'd take a look at what these buildings are, where they're located, sort of what the price per square foot is like, take a look at some of the pictures, see what the finishes are, and of course, compare and contrast with the different locations. So, she's okay, right? I'm also very schleppy today because it was, as I said, kind of a work day. Okay, so let me zoom in here, guys. I want to show the areas we're going to look at. So in the Roncesvalles area, not down towards Parkdale, but Roncesvalles proper, up into sort of the Junction Triangle, all along Bloor, where a lot of people want to live because, of course, subway access is so important. The Bloor Go, which is amazing if you happen to live there and you're going to Union Station every day. It can also bring you north, obviously. It's linked to the Union Pearson Express. So all the way out to, I mean, I would go as far as Jane if we're looking at condos. I don't want to, let me just zoom out. I don't want to get into the old mill area. So let me show you the properties that we're going to look at. Here's our map. So as I said, over here in Roncesvalles, up onto Bloor Street, up across from the park at Bloor, over here towards the Junction, and then a little further up in this area here, which is actually really trendy right now. Where was I the other day? I had a listing appointment in this area. I pulled over and parked on Dundas, and then thought, okay, I got to kill some time. Went into the LCBO. I actually walked up and down the street. I mean, I would never go to those places because I sit at home alone on Saturday night and drink alone. But I could see cool people and hip people and social people going there. It is an absolutely unbelievable little strip there. So without further ado, let's take a look at the properties here, guys. Starting here with 1638 Bloor Street. So there's two newer buildings. One I think is called the High Park and one is called High Park. Very confusing, but it's not this one. This is 1638 Bloor, which is a little bit further over on the east side of Kiel. So let me just zoom out here, and I'm going to show you. This is called the address. This is where the address is. It's like a who's on first. You ever see that? Abbott and Costello, I believe, who's on first?
Say, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
And the other day, there was a guy on first named Who, probably Korean. And I saw it on Instagram, and they said Abbott and Costello somewhere are happy. It took 100 years or something to make this happen. Okay, so the address is the address. The address is 1638 Bloor. The building's called the address, and you are a stone's throw from the Kiel and Bloor subway station. So, of course, you're not across from Prime High Park, excuse me, today. And I'm going to give... Literally can't even speak. I'm going to get to those buildings shortly. So this is a 1+ den, 1 bath. It's listed for $609,000, which sounds a bit crazy, but then you remember what have happened to condo prices in the last little while. So we'll take a look at the floor plan here, guys, which is not, oh, here's an interesting. This says the Carnaby. You see that? This says the Carnaby, and this building's called the address. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm going to immediately close this and pretend like that didn't happen. Maybe the person that put this up has two listings. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they screwed that up. So we don't have the floor plan. Instead, we'll go right to the photos. Oh, there actually is a floor plan at the end. So very basic finishes, guys, and I'm not knocking it, okay, first world problems, but I'm just pointing out they have the most basic appliance package. These are cheap cabinets, relatively speaking. So this was probably a tenanted unit, or these photos are from when they first took occupancy. The floor plan with this here, this HVAC unit, it's tough. This is your dining area, this is your living area, and this thing, and I know it has to go somewhere, but it just kills the flow. It basically cuts the space in half. See, you can see right there. If you had one wide open space, it would be a hell of a lot better. One of the things I didn't like about this building were these little windows. They skimped out. I've got a couple clients in here and they complain that there's not floor to ceiling windows. The other issue in this building is that the train is right behind you, so you can hear the train, although that's true, to be fair, with 1990 Bloor, which we'll show in a minute. And I had a client that had a tough sale in there because you could hear the train. So basic finishes, again, these are very, very flimsy and cheap. These are terrible photos. They should have staged, virtual staging, very hot right now. Check out the photographer. See that guy right there? You know what? Let me just save this. Okay. You know I do my MLS musings every once a month or so. I'm going to put that in it. So here's a blurry photo. This is terrible. Welcome to Pick 5. I can't believe I'm showing you this, but anyways, it's a lesson in who not to hire when you're selling. So here's the train, guys. You can see it right underneath. That's the train track. You're basically overlooking it. That, I believe, is an artist rendering. Otherwise, this woman will be immortalized on MLS forever. And there you go. So more artist renderings. Stolen shot of the subway. And then, oh, these photos are terrible. This is an awful listing. And there's the floor plan again. I don't understand. It says the Carnaby, and it says 700 square feet when this is actually an 800 plus square foot unit. Okay, so rough start for us, right? But again, as I said, you learn what not to do when you're watching Pick 5, because I will hammer on these agents for, you know, listing a property and not doing it properly. Let me just see here. Okay, so it's tenanted. You know, maybe these photos are from before the tenant moved in. Either way, I think they could do a hell of a lot better. They got the tenant out, then cleaned it, painted it, staged it, photographed it, virtual toured it, if that's a word, and put it onto the market. So what do we think of this overall? It has parking, it has a locker, the maintenance fees are reasonable, $576 for 800 plus square feet. It's not bad. It's not fantastic. And the average price per square foot in this building, according to our good friends at Condos.ca, is $914 a square foot. So at $914 a square foot, what are you getting in here? Well, you're getting a train that you can, again, 9th floor. How high up are you? You're going to be able to hear that train. The finishes are extremely basic. I don't love that floor plan. And, you know, without seeing a little bit more of this, because half of their photos were of artist renderings, you can't really judge. You know, it'd be great, a floor plan. Oh, wait. They showed us 2, and it was for the wrong unit. So there you go, guys. That is the address. That's what the building is called. And the address is 1638 Bloor. Okay, so here's 1990 Bloor. This is the one I was just talking about. So where is 1990 Bloor? And let's take a look at the location. So 1990 Bloor, and then 1830 Bloor is here. So we were just over here at 1638 Bloor, somewhere around here. So you can see this is a better spot. Now don't forget that Parkside Drive to Runnymede, it dips down substantially. And there's no real drawback to that. I'm just trying to visually think. People want to be up near the top. So where it gets up to the top is here at Runnymede, and of course, by our good friends, Shady Shawarma. Let me go off on a tangent for a change. Have you ever been to a New York deli? Like a legit one? And I'm not one of those people that, you know, oh, New York. I've been there once. But I was shocked at the amount of food that they prepare every day. Where are the 1,000 people that are coming here? They also have like 4 guys leaning over the counter saying, "Can I help you?" Right? We don't have that here anywhere. It's like in when I go to Idaho, I don't know, they pay them $4 an hour. There's 3 people bagging my groceries at the grocery store. So anyways, Shady Shawarma has the most unbelievable spread. And of course you go in and you're like, yeah, just give me a wrap. Okay, so yeah, they didn't pay me to say that. So Shady Shawarma up at the top of the hill near Runnymede, and there is a Tim Hortons here, I believe. So this is a little bit further away from sort of where prime Bloor West starts, also the subway, but there's another one right here, so have your pick. So the unit itself, guys, is pushing $1,000 a square foot. So let me ask you, why? Why is it pushing $1,000 a square foot? Well, what's across the street? There's a park. And which way does this face? South. It's south facing from the 3rd floor, so you're just off the ground. It would probably cost more if it was higher up. So let's take a look here. This is interesting with the floor plan. They did this little cutout for the balcony, so it's almost like they stole the balcony from the interior space. So you've got a teeny tiny bedroom here, although it has a semi-ensuite, which is kind of neat. So your guests can go through here, or if you live here, you can go through the semi-ensuite. Master bedroom's not huge. Living and dining's tiny, and then you've got your dining room table in the kitchen. So I don't love the layout. There's also this pillar here. 768 square feet. It's not bad for a 2-bedroom, but it's really, really tight if the floor plan doesn't work. So the photos look really sharp. Whoever listed this thing did a very good job Don't know them. Very good job. Photography's a little dark for my liking, but it looks better. How do I say this nicely? It looks better in photos than I think it would present in person. Here's the rub, right, is that you've got this sort of extension. I had a client in here that had the exact same thing, and it's really not a huge floor plan. So this pillar sucks, and they've done as much as they can with this space. You're looking at this like it's a dining and almost forgetting that is, in fact, your kitchen. So third floor, south facing. This is what I meant. You're looking out at trees. You're looking out at High Park, and it's absolutely beautiful. And you're paying $1,000 a square foot, but, you know, you're on the third floor. So I don't know. For my money, $1,000 a square foot, you know, it's tough. So you can actually see the buildings across the street. You are almost at ground level. It's very, very well finished, though. And the second bedroom's so small that they've just got a desk at it. Anyway, so this building, there you go. Oh, wow, they really decked the hell out of this thing. So this is a good shot of across the street, and there is free parking here, as I recall. So that's what's selling it. And that's 383 Ellis Park, by the way. See these terraces here? I've done this in Pick 5 before. All the terraces are staggered, and they all look over the greenery, and it's absolutely beautiful if you've ever seen one of those. So there you go. That is 1990 Bloor. As I said, great building, great location. It's new. This was built in 2017. It was finished in 2017. I didn't give you the date for the first one, 1638 Bloor. Feels like an hour ago that I was talking about that. But as I said, I want to look at newer units. Okay, so let's move along here. The next one is 15 Sousa Mendes, 203. Okay, so this is a listing of mine, so I'm going to try not to be biased. It's awesome. But this is a little further from, let's see here, a little further from Bloor. It is in the Junction-ish. So see this west bend? As I said, I did a Pick 5 on this not too long ago. We call that the Junction Triangle. I don't know what they're referring to. So as we zoom out, will it say Junction? If we zoom in, will it say Junction? Good old Google. Come on. I just assume Google can read my thoughts. Okay, anyways, so you can see there, Wallace Walk. Yeah, there you go. Oh, cool. And actually, this is what we're looking at, the townhomes here. So location, you're very close to Bloor, obviously, both the infrastructure and the transit, and you're very close to the Bloor line. What you do have behind you, of course, are the train tracks, but they have just built, let me zoom out here, they have just built along here, which is really awesome, a ton of new retail infrastructure. So right along there, I'm assuming you're going to have a Tim Hortons, a Starbucks, a Bulk Barn. I threw that in there with things that you get every day. Who doesn't love plantain chips? Whatever else you're going to have, there's a ton of infrastructure. And then there's a new community center. I can't remember the name. Is it the George Chevallo Community Center? I've got the name George Chevallo in my head for some reason. So the location's awesome. These townhouses themselves are 2017 built. There's a few different blocks of them, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So this being my own listing, of course, I'm going to try not to, oh, such a good photo. I'm going to try, oh, beautiful. What I meant was, are you getting annoyed yet? Okay, I oversold it. Anyways, not to toot my own horn here, but this is how a property should look when it's being sold. It's clean, it's painted, it's staged, top photographer, it's beautiful, punches of color. Anyways, I don't normally toot my own horn, but I was just very happy with the way that this one turned out. So main floor, living space is great, dining space around the corner. Where are we here? Got a lot of photos here. Double fridge with an ice maker. Did you hear the one about the guy that bought the fridge with the ice maker, put it in his condo and said the ice maker doesn't work? And they said, any problems plugging in the water line? What water line? True story. That happens a lot more than you'd think. It's like the person that buys the gas stove. I'm so excited to have gas. Then they bring it to their condo. What gas line? So where is the goddamn, sorry, I swore, where is the table? There you go. So it's got its own little dining area. If we get a different photo, there, you can see it. It's only showing 4-person dining, but they had 6-person dining here. There's a barbecue right outside. There's a terrace on the rooftop, but there's also a barbecue here, which is awesome. So I love the spread here between living and dining. You've got this little thing, I guess they actually called this a nook, to be fair, in the builder's floor plans. 3-piece bath there. We go upstairs, beautiful master bedroom. It's a king-size bed. That's the other bedroom there. There's a walk-in closet. And then here's a third floor. This is cool. So they got a little bar area. Behind us, which we didn't photograph, there's this massive room that's unfinished. And it's got a little hot water tank and a little HVAC. So it's either like a 200-square-foot storage room, or, I don't know, you could make it into the most depressing office ever. No, it just has no window. But it's an unbelievable opportunity either for storage or for another room. So then you've got this terrace, which is awesome. 285 square feet. And we took these on a sunny day, thank goodness. Listed during the ice storm. And there you go, Sousa Mendes. So this is $799. Offers are tonight. I don't know what it's going to sell for, but it's probably going to sell for more than $799. So of the last two, by the way, neither were holding back offers. I should mention, of course, today's more about location and the newness of some of these buildings, not as much about prediction for price per square foot, etc. So if you're looking for a condo townhouse, these are the newest ones in that sort of West End area. You can look on Elsie Lane. You can look at the Foundry Lofts. That's further, obviously. You can look closer to, say, Bloor, around 1369 Bloor. Let me map that for you while I'm here. Just to give you an idea. I'm thinking out loud. But here, yeah. So Merchant Lane and Rutan. And then you go up here off of Symington, and there are townhouses here on Devoke and Mews. So I'll zoom back out. So there's a complex here, there's a complex here. They're old. If you want the new complex, you're over here. Now this might be closer to Bloor, but this is closer to the beautiful new strip of commercial retail that will be coming in. So I'm a fan. I mean, I really liked this. Obviously it's my listing, so I'm extremely biased. But I love the layout and I love the style. And it's actually, when you compare what to the other ones are going for, it's not actually a bad price per square foot. Okay. I normally don't put my own properties in here, but it just so happened to be there. So let's take a look at the next one. 383 Sorauren. Where is 383 Sorauren? Well, my guess is it's next to 369 Sorauren and 363 Sorauren. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you guys are probably familiar with the Robert Watson lofts, which are right here. Of course, thank you, Google. So 363 Sorauren is the hard loft conversion. 369 Sorauren back here is, of course, the soft loft part of the building. So 383 Sorauren used to be, I think, like an industrial yard or something, or it was where lumber or concrete was sold. So they built a condo on it. Go figure. So I'll zoom back out just to give you a frame of reference. We were just up here at Sousa Mendes. Before that, we were over here at 1638 Bloor. And so now we're down into Roncesvalles. So this is a pretty cool building. It's expensive, I'm not gonna lie. $825 for 800 to 899 square feet. Let's see. No holdback on offers. Yeah, so 805 square feet and it's $825. So that's over $1,000 a square foot. I'll show you the floor plan here. Again, a 2-bed, 2-bath. This is a much better floor plan than the one we looked at that was on the 3rd floor at 1990 Bloor. So you can see this black line. It shows you that there's really not a hell of a lot of window space, and that's tough. But I will say that I actually like the layout more. So bedroom has no window. Here the bedroom has a window and this weird triangular storage thing, which I really can't figure out. So your only source of light is from here, which I guess is the one drawback, but I like this real living, which is much bigger and doesn't have a pillar, compared to that other one at 1990 Bloor. The kitchen, again, they're doing this kind of dining thing, but it's a lot bigger. The bathrooms are back to back. They're both 4-piece and there's more storage. So I think it's a better unit. You know, pick your poison. So there's no photos with this, unfortunately, guys. I wish there were. It's owner occupied. It's owner occupied and there's no photos. Why would you do that? Why would it be owner occupied with no photos? That's bizarre. That's bad. That deserves well, that deserves me talking about it. Okay, so let me go back here, guys. So I don't know if I pay $1,000 a square foot for this. I think if you're going to live in this spot, the reason is probably because you love hard lofts, like the Robert Watson lofts. This is trading at $10.35 a square foot on condos.ca. $10.35 a square foot. So I guess technically this is not a terrible price because it's moderately under that. Anyway, so $10.35 a square foot on average. That's higher than Robert Watson lofts. Don't love the value there. Okay, let's move on here to 530 Indian Grve. Oh, wait, you know what? I forgot to tell you when the other one was built. 2016. That's the entire point, and I keep missing the point. I apologize. Okay, so 530 Indian Grve. We're going to move back to the junction. So this is another 2017 building, and this is literally in the heart of the junction. Well, I guess if I was to split hairs, it would probably be over here. So it's just north of Indian Grve. You've got this cool park down here, which apparently they have lawn bowling, as I was told. And then I would assume Rue is some shishi place that I have never been to or wouldn't go to, and La Rêve and Seascape and India Ale House and all the cool stuff that cool people are doing, except me. So location's A+. This is a ground floor townhouse. They're very hit or miss. They have them in my building at 112 George. I've sold a couple of them. Like them so far. It all depends. Oh, there we go. It all depends on the layout. So you can see right here, the first thing that I notice, in addition to nice staging, great photography, and some pastel-y colors, is where are the windows. So with a ground floor unit, a lot of the times there's one window at the front, and you keep your shades closed because you're facing the street. I can see a little bit of light coming from over here, so I would assume that there is a decent amount. That would be my one critique. There you go, upstairs, not bad. Otherwise, I like it. You kind of feel like, you're getting cheated when you're in a condo townhouse that's in a condominium because you're paying fees based on square footage like everybody else. And if you were in a townhouse, they would be substantially smaller. So second bedroom. And okay, so here's the den. This is on the second level between the two bedrooms, which is kind of a neat touch. Instead of making it a useless 3-bedroom, you've got another TV area. And I think that's neat because maybe you don't have enough space downstairs. So there you can see the bathrooms accessed off there. Here's the staircase. And pretty decent finishes overall. So this is built in 2017, 8 stories, 92 units. I want to go back to the listing. Where are we here? So specs on it: 2-bed plus den, which is a real den, 3-bath. You got a 2-piece on the main, and then you got 2 upstairs. It's over 1,200 square feet. Did they give us an actual square footage? No, they didn't. But $1 million on the market 29 days, and they have not reduced the price. So my guess is this thing has probably got to be reduced to $1,029,000. I like this thing in the high 9s. I like it at $970. That would be phenomenal. Of course, it's $100,000 difference. But don't forget, the price per square foot of a condo town should not be the same. So if the average price per square foot in here, which we don't have, of course, because there hasn't been enough resales, if the average price per square foot in the building is, say $1,000 a square foot, I think the condo townhouse should be $900 a square foot, because you have stairs in there, it's on the ground floor, and it's just not a comparable property. Okay, guys, that is, believe it or not, my 5 properties. I wanted to show you one more, just because I think it is so cool. 1 Columbus Avenue. This is a 2,000 square foot loft. Now, if you own a loft, you've got to have a weird statue like that. When people come over, they look at it, and they don't ask. They're just like, wow, bet Johnny went somewhere real crazy to get that thing. Where'd he pick that up? Probably HomeSense. So there you go. That just screams loft. We got the brick. We got the timber ceilings. We got 12 feet, probably, maybe 13 feet. You got the Ames chair and the guitar. Wow. No. Did not say how high the ceilings are. Why would you list a loft with high ceilings and not say how high the ceilings are? It's very, very strange. Anyways, okay, so moving along. I hate these little fireplaces. Just pointing that out. I should be more positive. I really like those sticks. I don't know. It's a beautiful loft. What can I say? So I just want to show this to you because it's that kind of fantasy property. There's only 10 units in this building. Is that a wolf range? That's awesome. Unfortunately, this is on the ground floor, and it looks out at this big garbage unit. So we've got a kid that plays with trucks and likes John Lennon. That's neat. Crazy bathroom. Okay. Awesome master. Very, very nice. Another fireplace. I don't know. I don't like those. Very cool. I want to live in a loft one day. I think I'm too old to live in a loft. Wow, look at that. Wow, that was worth the price of admission. Drum set and a spray-painted wall. I wonder if they had like a graffiti artist come in. Graffiti artist. Graffiti artist. When did that become a thing? It's almost an oxymoron. Graffiti artist. Well, not really. They're very talented. So that's neat. Okay, so that's this guy's gift to himself. Or maybe they've got a studio in here. There you go. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. Let me go back to the map. This was very jumbled, by the way. Maybe it's because my dog's watching and I'm nervous, but I want to go back to the map and just do a brief recap. Of course, that didn't work. Why would it? Okay, so I want to do a brief recap. So what we've got over here, 383 Sorauren. That was a 2016 built building. It's a soft loft, and it's just on the outside of the Robert Watson lofts. Over here, we've got 1638 Bloor. That was, I believe, a 2013. Oop, there we go. 2013 built. Over here, 1990 Bloor is 2017. It's very close to 1830 Bloor, which is 2016. Sousa Mendes, which is over here, is 2017. And then we've got Indian Grve, which is 2017. So there are a lot of newer buildings in the West End. So if you think that the only buildings that are in this area are, down here at Cohill Drive, and there's some co-ops around here, for example, like Southport. A lot of people think West End condos. They're like, oh, there's no condos in Bloor West. There's no condos in the West End. There are. There's not as many new ones as you would find in other areas, but it's not just the old junk that's down here at Southport. All of these buildings have something to offer. Even the one that's far north is in the prime junction, and it's only an 80-something unit building, or 77 units, I think. It's super cool. I mean, we'd all love to live in that unit on Columbus, in a dream maybe. I don't have a musical bone in my body, so I couldn't play that drum set. But in any event, they're not cheap. I mean, they're pushing $1,000 a square foot for some of these. But don't make the assumption that just because you are outside of the downtown core, you're not going to find new buildings. There are 4 new buildings, 2016, 2017. Bella, what do you think? What do you think? Notice how my voice changed as soon as I said that? One of those. You know the guy that picks up his phone? He's like, yeah, I love sports. Oh, it's my wife. Hey. Uh-huh. And then he sits it down. He's like, all right, let's drink. Anyways, Bella's okay. She's going to sleep for the rest of the day. I'm going to take offers on a listing. What can I say? It's been real, guys. Thank you for watching again this week. Any questions, you know how to reach me. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye for now.